Hey everyone, I'm back. I wanted to take a chance today to talk a little bit about hydration and show you my new favorite, and which I hope will be my favorite for all time, water bottle cages that I found, and give you a little review of them. And just talk about hydration in general. So whether or not you do shorter distances or longer distances, I guess I'm more specifically going to talk about longer distances like endurance racing and hydration, or endurance riding or touring and hydration. But of course, hydration is important in all of those distances. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, just in terms of hydration, is like any other sport with cycling, if you wait to drink until you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated. It's just like fueling on a ride too. If you wait till you're hungry, it's too late. You're already behind in fuel. So same thing for hydration. You want to be constantly hydrating so that you don't get behind it. You stay on top of it, because it's very hard to come back once you're already dehydrated. And of course, your muscles need the hydration to keep going and power you along. So in the past, of course, you can see on my bike right here, I have just a regular water bottle. This is 24 ounces, I believe. Just a regular one. This, I can throw a couple of these on my bike if I'm doing 50 to 100 mile ride, and I'll stop in between and refill them. Talking about generally if I'm, in the area I live in and I know there's places to stop and refill them. However, on endurance races and or bike tours, and depending on where you are at, whether or not you're going to have water sources, you're going to need to carry more water with you. Now, if you're out in the desert and there's not going to be any water sources, of course you're going to have to carry much more water than what I'm even talking about. But for my own endurance races in the past, what I really started with initially was using a CamelBak. Some people love the CamelBak method. It really works for them. I actually rode my first day across Minnesota with a CamelBak, which was 242 miles in 24 hours or less, and that worked really well. I used my CamelBak for several tours. I think it was like a 2.5 or 3 liter CamelBak, and it was great. But after time, I really grew sick of having something on my back, and that's all a matter of personal preference. Just for me, I started to bother me, got rid of it. So a lot of people, another way that they use the CamelBak or the bladder is they will just take that bladder out of like the CamelBak backpack and put it in like a frame bag in their bike. Or I tried it once with a half frame bag. So it was just, let me shift this. There we go. So it was just this upper part, and then I had the hose coming out. And that is another great method to do it. I enjoyed having it that way, except for I have problems with frame packs. I get a lot of leg rub when I use them, and then it causes scabs to form, and it doesn't make riding fun. So I've been working my new game plan and trying to find the exact things that I like that will work for me for long distances. So what I've come up with is to hold 3 1-liter bottles with me, or 2 1-liter drinking bottles and maybe a backup backup, what's the word I'm looking for? Here it is right here. Nalgene, because the Nalgene holds a liter, actually holds a little more than a liter. So this can be a backup, and then I can refill the other bottles with this if I need to, or just bigger bottles of water. Especially during some of the gravel races and endurance races I do, there isn't water sources there isn't a plentiful amount of water sources, so there are places nearby, but the ones on the course are kind of spread out far and few between. So it's nice to make sure I have enough water with me throughout that time. And I know in the past, I always had enough with my Camelback in between each leg, but now I'm going to be doing that unsupported this year. I had a friend who had a cooler when I went to each leg in the past. Each leg was about, I think, 75 miles between each, maybe. So now I'll just have to take care of that myself, which is fine. And so I've decided what works personally for me is to change to 3 1-liter water bottles, and that's just personal preference. Like I said, I get leg rub. Some people prefer bladders. I've also seen the water tank available, and I haven't personally tried that. I just it's another option. Haven't tried it. Look into the water tank if that's something that interests you. Could be a kind of cool thing. I've seen them before. I just don't know how it would work. But for me, I'm sticking to 1-liter water bottles. And it led me on a journey search for cages that would work for me. Because to be honest, like I said, I do races or even just rides of my own of all different distances. So I don't always have a big Nalgene with me or a 1-liter water bottle with me. I will have the 24-ounce ones with me, or I'll have different things with me. And we know like a 1-liter water bottle can sometimes be bigger and it might not fit in a standard cage. So that leads me to my review. This was not anything that I was asked to review for this company. I actually just happened to be out at my local bike shop looking on their rack of different things and what I thought might work for me. And I came across these cages and I'm very excited about them. So I want to give you a little review and tell you my thoughts. So the bottle cages that I came across that I happen to love right now is the Looney Bin by Arundel Bicycle Company. Can you see it there? So the great thing about this, I didn't mount this one yet. I wanted to show you guys. So the awesome thing about the Arundel Looney Bin is, look, it dials in and out. So you can make it smaller for smaller bottles. You can make it larger. And it fits a wide variety of things. So it does fit a Nalgene as well. So I actually kept this one on my bike. Let's see. Is that enough? No. Well, it's not going to fit in the frame there, but so you can see you can dial it in. And the nice thing about it is, get it tighter. So the nice thing about it is you can make it tighter and looser. And I know I was buying them and someone commented to me, oh, I didn't like that it's so tight that I couldn't pull it out. And I just dialed mine back one notch and left it loose enough to where I could pull it out. I never had any problems. My bottles didn't bounce out. I was actually on a 50-mile gravel bike camping gravel adventure with some friends. I was hitting massive potholes. We were going over some really rough gravel. Not once did my bottle fall out of this thing. And I love that I can adjust it. Like I said, if I want to use my 24-ounce bottles, I can do that. If I want to use an Nalgene, I can do that. Unfortunately, right now, because this is hitting the frame, so I'm waiting for some new 1 liter water bottles that I want to try with this. I'm kind of working on that. There we go. So there, you can dial it in. So like I said, so if you, like for me, this would just be a spare. I wouldn't be drinking out of it. And it wouldn't actually fit right here. It would hit my tire. Oh, maybe it would if I turned it. Ooh, that's good to know. So I could be riding it. Let's turn that. So this could just be my extra, and I would just refill one of my others if I got down to this one. So that's what I would use this for. So like I said, you can make it really tight so it can't come out. And if it's just my spare, that would be what I would do. But if you want to make it so you can pull it out, you just loosen a thing or two. Let me see. Oh, I couldn't use it down here. It would hit my chain. So I would probably use this as a spare up here on my fork. But again, see, you can make it so it slides out. So I actually used, let's see here. I actually used this water bottle when we were on our trip. Come on. And there we go. There. So I just left it like this, where I could pull it out. You could make it tighter if you wanted, so you can't pull it out. So it's all a matter of preference, but I love the Arundel Looney Bin bottle cage. It really, I think, will fit perfect for my needs for all different types of bikes, bike rides, for all different types of bottles. So if you're looking for some cool bottle cages, check it out. Again, I was not asked to review this. I just decided to review it because I liked this so much once I found it, and it worked really well on my last ride, and I'll be getting my 1 liter water bottle soon, and I'll be testing it out with that. So hope you check it out. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. I'll keep bringing you more. I know there's some things that are on the horizon I'm hoping to review, and I'm just kind of waiting to hear words, and that's that. So hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.